I had hoped that my son must be in a hospital somewhere in Prince George or Vancouver. It never crossed in my mind that my son is dead. So we went into the room, and I saw this man, very good looking, well dressed in a suit, a blue suit. He turned to me and he said, "Are you Abel Mansa?" I said, "Yes." "Is your son Abel Mansa also?" I said, "Yeah, that's my son." And he said, "I'm afraid." And he said, "I'm afraid your son was killed in today's shooting." I just looked at him. That's what I can say. See you when Jesus comes.
Thank you very much, and thank you for joining us. Today's broadcast, Friday, the 20th of February 2026. Today we are discussing, first we've got Abel Mansa Jr. Remember the young man whose life was tragically taken away in Canada. I've got his father here, Father Pastor Abel Mansa Sr., who's going to give us an update of where we are. If you didn't watch the podcast, please look for our podcast on Tuesday where we extensively discuss this matter. But today we are privileged as we continue to celebrate the life of Abel Mansa Jr. The father is going to give us an update of where we are. Remember, the remains are expected. The mortal remains of Abel Mansa Jr. are expected to be repatriated to the Copper Belt, Ndola. They will arrive in Ndola, take the body to Kitwe, and bury the young man in Kitwe. Let me welcome Pastor Abel Mansa. Pastor, good day and welcome to today's program.
Thank you so much, and good morning.
Thank you very much. Our greetings to you, to your wife, Madam Walia, and the kids.
Thank you so much. I'll pass the greetings.
Thank you very much. Let's not take much of your time. Kindly give us an update.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm here to give an update, like Mr. Mwamba has said, because most of the concerned friends, colleagues, and family members, they are getting to me, like trying to find out when we're gonna bring the body back home to Zambia. And I'm here to give a report, like where we are right now. Of course, we wrote everything was submitted to the consulate over here. Everything was done, and our expectation is that they are going to work on this. Like it's gonna take like 2 weeks or more. Like we'll keep on waiting like for 2 weeks or more. But they worked like extra hard, and we got a repatriation permit just this morning. That's when we got it, and they did it like just in 2 days. They did a very good job, and we are so grateful for that. The High Commissioner to Canada and the Deputy High Commissioner, also the First Secretary. Thank you so much for the job well done. Yeah, now coming to the transporting of the remains of Abel Mansa Jr. We had already said everything, but yesterday we had a bit of a problem when I went to Vancouver there to check on the progress, like the funeral home, like where they are with the preparation of the body and everything. We find that they are done with everything. And the issue that was there is that the casket that we got, that they got, like it's a little bit big, and it can't fit on the passenger plane. So they are going to use cargo plane, and they were just trying to figure out like which day and well, which one can we use. So that's where we are right now. They say they'll get back to, they'll give us an update, but everything, the most important thing that we needed was the repatriation certificate of the remains of Abel, and we got that this morning from the High Commissioner himself. It was sent to us and to the funeral home. So that's where we are. So from now, I'll give an update, but not today. Maybe tomorrow or next few days on the exact day that we are going to leave Canada, coming back home. But all what I can say to our friends, colleagues, and families is that everything is set and everything is done. We are just looking on the schedule of the airlines, like which airline we are going to use, and which airline is going to carry some cargo to Ndola, because that is the airport we are going to use. But also there was like a debate. They don't know whether we are going to have a cargo plane to Ndola in this shortest period. So the alternative will be Lusaka, but our first priority is Ndola. So right now, we are just waiting with the airlines. We are done everything, all the paperwork, we have it. If we have the flight that is going to Ndola, then we would start off today with the remains of Abel Mansa. But we are there. We've communicated to Air Canada. They are working on the schedule to try to see which day will be the closest. So they said they'll get back to us. So that's where we are right now, Mr. Mwamba.
Oh, thank you, Pastor. Thank you very much. It's good that His Excellency Kennedy Shepande, who's the High Commissioner in Canada, has been gracious and has been on this case, and they've, like you are stating, that they've gotten the repatriation permit in record time. It should be easy to go up to Ndola because you have direct flights, especially with Ethiopian Airlines. You can advise your travel agency. They should check with Ethiopian Airlines that flies both international flights to Lusaka and to Ndola. And I think even Emirates also flies from straight flights into Ndola, but we'll leave that to the agency. But how are you doing? How are you coping? And if people have to, in Zambia, is there anywhere where people are gathering in Kitwe, or they are waiting until the program is finalized?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Mwamba. We are receiving a lot of support, and we know our colleagues and friends and family want with us, but they like I said, we communicate where the place where we are going and mourn together. But what we don't want is to send people to the funeral house and keep them there for many days. So we just want to get there and do things as quickly as possible. So we want when the body gets on the plane, or when we get on the plane, or when we have the day that the body will fly back home, then I'll come back to you and communicate that this is where we are. And if we start off today, maybe after, because it takes 2 days, 2 days will be there, be in Quito, maybe 2 days, and then we bury. I'll communicate that. What we don't want is to keep like people at the funeral house for the long time. And coming to the support, we are receiving a lot of support from people. And right now, the Deputy High Commissioner will fly into where we are, and they'll come to Tambra region. And I'm sure.
Who is Deputy High Commissioner? Who's the Deputy High Commissioner? Do you have his or her name?
Is it Hillary, something like that?
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that's our deputy high commissioner. So he'll fly in. I've been in touch, like even with the high commissioner, has been so good. Like they have been consistently like communicating to us. checking on us like on the daily basis. And you know how the Zambian we have kept our Zambian culture. They said, I need to come and see you over there and support you. So he is right now. I'm sure he's on the plane from Ottawa. It's a long flight from Ottawa to here to take about maybe 10 hours or so, because they need to connect some flights. So he'll be here today, which is Friday in the evening. Saturday will be together. Also Sunday, he'll be here. The Deputy High Commissioner will be with us. And
Okay.
through your prayer and support, we are coughing up.
Thank you very much. I think it's good that the preparations are advanced, and it's good that you're on top of the matter. This is your program. As soon as you are ready, we'll be ready. And any update, just call me at short notice, and we'll be very, very privileged. Do you have last words before I let you go?
Yes, I do. I just want to say to the Minister of Health, thank you to the Minister of Home Affairs, not forgetting our High Commissioner, Spande, and also First Secretary to the Consulate. She's doing a very good job, and also to the Deputy High Commissioner. Not forgetting you, fellow mourners, who are sending us messages of condolences and also praying for us, calling us and praying for us. Indeed, it's a difficult time, but with your support and with your help, you have helped us like to carry the burden with us, and that has kept us moving. So, like I said, I'll let you know once, like Mr. Mwamba, you've just opened up my mind. We'll try with Ethiopian Airways. So we'll start with Air Canada, and then we'll connect with Ethiopian Airways. We'll check like how the cargo planes moves. So we'll try to connect and see the possible way that we can do it. But as soon as we have that line that would come direct to Ndola, I'll get back to you and communicate. And make sure you also like share this video so that everyone can be aware of what is going on. So with the paperwork, everything with the preparation, it is done. We are just waiting for the day, like which one is the appropriate day. When are we going to have a cargo plane in Ndola? And then we'll be on the plane.
Oh, thank you very much. We would like to wish you God's strength. Would like to continue to pray for you and your family. How's the little one doing? I know you have a baby and a little girl that left your home. How are the two doing?
We have peace because our daughter has come back, and she's with us. She's keeping us company, and always smiling, asking questions and things like that. So our daughter, she has come back. She's no longer with other people, like she's with us, and she has also like accepted, even though like she's just 8 years old. So she's trying to understand what death is and what it means, and what has happened to the brother. And the little brother is doing very well. He's doing very well. We just can't wait to be back home and just put to rest our beloved son.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Pastor Abel Mansa. And please continue with your preparations. We'll speak to you later, probably Monday or Tuesday.
Thank you so much. And just help me let people just spread this news so that everybody knows what's going on. Thank you.
No, we thank God that the platform is big and our people do follow it. And we'll cut your short update and we'll circulate it on social media.
Thank you.
There you are, family. We started with the case of Abel Mansa and Abel Mansa Jr., the funeral and burial of Abel Mansa. We have a breakthrough. A permit has been issued by the Canadian authority through the Zambian High Commissioner in Canada. We thank God for the leadership of our dear brother Kennedy Shepande, the High Commissioner, and his deputy that have been on this case. Pastor Abel Mansa, thank you very much. To you who are new, who is Abel Mansa and why are we talking about Abel Mansa? So there was a mass shooting, a tragedy on 10th February, 10 days ago. And Abel Mansa, a 12-year-old student, was tragically, caught up in the fire and he lost his life. The mass shooting was at a school, Tambler Ridge Secondary School in Tambler in British Columbia, Canada. It's a small mining town. They mine coal. And Abel Mansa Jr. happened to be a Zambian national because his parents, Abel Mansa, Pastor Abel Mansa Sr., and the family moved to British Columbia in Tambler Ridge, where Pastor Abel Mansa works with the mining company. That tragedy is one of the largest, one of the worst case scenario. I think the last one that they had a similar shooting of this magnitude was like in 1989, almost 30 years ago. And then there's something remarkable that happened. At the memorial for Abel Mansa Jr. and 8 others that perished in this matter, we saw the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney, and the leader of the opposition in Canada, Pierre Poilievre, where they joined hands and prayed together. This death has brought Canada together. And the Prime Minister, Mark Carney, took also time to go and see the family, including Pastor Mwansa and his family. They met in British Columbia. So God, let's continue to pray for the Mwansa family. Let's continue to pray for the life of Abel Mansa Jr. He be reposed in the bosom of our Lord Jesus Christ, and that he is in heaven. However, his mortal remains will be transported to Lusaka. to Ndola, that's their preference, because the funeral will be held in Ndola. And the notice today is let's wait for the final travel itinerary. When we have the final travel itinerary, when we know that Pastor Abel Mansa will travel with a casket and they will arrive in Lusaka at such, or in Ndola at such and such a day, maybe then, the people in Kitwe can kick off the preparations. For now, let's wait when we bring Pastor Abel Mansa next week on Monday or Tuesday. God bless you. Let's now go to the main story. Pastor Mansa, thank you very much. God bless you. And greet your madam for me. Okay, let's just resume to our normal programming.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Liliamu opposition, alandile ati ya would declare my assets. Lulia twaba votela, nabatumpa no kutumpa elo futi balazanda. When you remind him, he sends the police and they jail you for cyber security. Na kokabunga he lied that it will cost 50 kwacha. He is a liar. Ati my kids will not work mu government. His son was employed as a soldier. Neshina ya kufoja. Munya uleiwe chalo chesu. Munya uleiwe kateka ize dila ni dila wa gold. Balashitisha umukuba. Munya uleiwe chalo chesu. Munya uleiwe.
Not be the country that allows these things to happen. Madam Speaker, social media has created new opportunities for innovation. Yes, we agree. Entrepreneurship. Yes, we agree. Self-expression. Yes, we agree. And information sharing among our people. Sadly, some of our people are using social media to spread harmful content. Fake news. Very sad, Madam Chair. Misinformation, disinformation, and worst of all, hate speech. Worst of all, hate speech. Social media is also being used to commit cyber crimes and harass innocent citizens, including the girl child, women. And it's true, men as well. It's very true. In this regard, Madam Speaker, we continue to reform the legal framework to protect the public from harmful online behavior and cyber crime. Madam Speaker, a crime is a crime, done in physical or through social media. Please, let's remember that. We also call upon the citizens to ensure that digital platforms are used responsibly and productively. We continue to be inspired by the online creativity of our innovative and entrepreneurial youth, and we encourage everyone to enjoy the freedoms they have, all of us, responsibly. Responsibly is a key word, Madam Speaker. Let me move to patriotism and national unity. Madam Speaker, over the last 4 years, we have made progress in fostering patriotism and national unity. We have made steady progress in promoting Zambian products, starting with our own market here, to support businesses and our hard-working and industrious citizens. Government has also strengthened local content policies. You all followed that. In fact, you approved those in this House, and we thank you for that. Last year, we issued statutory instrument number 68 of 2025 on the promotion of local content in the mining sector. After a long and orchestrated...
Thank you very much. The President today addressed Parliament. He addresses Parliament twice a year. The official opening of Parliament, where he lays out the plans for the year. And it's a precursor to the national budget, because a few weeks later, the minister presents a national budget. This address is on principles and national values. So it's what you term the boring one, because nothing major comes from it. Because the president is talking about the morality of the country, the cultural identity of the country, and the direction of the country in relation to principles. And, you know, this president does abrogate most of the principles that should bring us together. He has divided the country. He doesn't promote national unity. He doesn't promote the motto, One Zambia, One Nation. In his practice, he says it so often on his lips, but he doesn't. He's weaponized crimes against speech. In his speech today, he's threatening people in the diaspora that he's looking for them and he will get them, and that he says it's just a matter of time. He doesn't like criticism. He's shut out our country, and that's why we spend a lot of time to open phone lines here, because you may not have as much consequences if you called back home in Zambia. Our people are shut out from expressing themselves, and I've offered this forum for our people, of course not to insult, of course not to disparage, but to speak strongly about the issues that are affecting our country. That we give this platform to. So that was the address by the president today. The other matter we are discussing is the issue of the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission. She has dropped charges against senior government officials, and I issued this very strong statement. Let me just read it to you to update you. As you can see, she's a member of the UPND, a senior member of the UPND. She's Daphne Pauline Sokochabu. And you can see these are on our own page. Many people don't know how to delete the history of, unless they just shut the page. This material is not AI, it's from our own page when she was campaigning to be a member of the National Management Committee of the UPND, and when she was campaigning for a seat on the Copper Belt. So she's a very partisan individual. Even when she was appointed as permanent secretary for Ministry of Lands, we aired concern that now they are putting, remember it was her who was appointed, then the former deputy secretary general for UPND who was appointed as special assistant, as PS at Cabinet Office with special duties, actually who took over Mucheleka, my dear brother Mucheleka, who took over from her at Ministry of Lands when she was taken to the Anti-Corruption Commission. We said the civil service should not be polluted by cadres. Cadres have their own appointments. They can be ministers or other portfolio, not in the civil service. This was my letter, I think I have a video. Let's just play probably the video. Let me see if I can find quickly the video of what my statement was. Then we open the phone lines. You can talk about you can talk about the Mr. Abel Mansa, the tragic circumstances. The tragic circumstances of Abel Mansa Jr. You can talk about the issue at Parliament by the President, the official opening of Parliament, and you can talk about the SEC Director General. Let me just look for my media statement that I issued today. We play it, and then I'll open the phone lines. I hope I won't take much of your time as I look for the video. I'd forgotten to download it. The President today opened Parliament, and maybe let me replay what he said.
Not be the country that allows these things to happen. Madam Speaker, social media has created new opportunities for innovation. Yes, we agree. Entrepreneurship. Yes, we agree. Self-expression. Yes, we agree. And information sharing among our people. Sadly, some of our people are using social media to spread harmful content, fake news. Very sad, Madam Chair. Misinformation, disinformation, and worst of all, hate speech. Worst of all, hate speech. Social media is also being used to commit cyber crimes and harass innocent citizens, including the girl child, women. And it's true, men as well. It's very true. In this regard, Madam Speaker, we continue to reform the legal framework to protect the public from harmful online behavior and cyber crime. Madam Speaker, a crime is a crime, done in physical or through social media. Please, let's remember that. We also call upon the citizens to ensure that digital platforms are used responsibly and productively. We continue to be inspired by the online creativity of our innovative and entrepreneurial youth, and we encourage everyone to enjoy the freedoms they have, they have, all of us, responsibly. Responsibly is a key word, Madam Speaker. Let me move to patriotism and national unity. Madam Speaker, over the last 4 years, we have made progress in fostering patriotism and national unity. We have made steady progress in promoting Zambian products, starting with our own market here, to support businesses and our hard-working and industrial citizens. Government has also strengthened local content policies. You all followed that. In fact, you approved those in this House, and we thank you for that. Last year, we issued statutory instrument number 68 of 2025 on the promotion of local content in the mining sector. After a long and orchestrated...
The shock announcement by the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission that she has halted or cleared all senior cabinet ministers and government senior officials of corruption raises alarm. We understand from the previous communication that has been done by the SEC that 5 cabinet ministers were under investigation, a deputy army commander, 2 permanent secretaries, and 3 mayors and council chairperson. To learn that the Director General, Ms. Daphne Chabu, has discontinued these cases requires immediate action. We call upon the cooperating partners, the United States, that have been providing and strengthening governance and transparency system around the SEC, the United Kingdom, which contributes a lot of money through especially the program of asset recovery, multilateral institutions such as the ADB and the EU that have also collaborated with the SEC to immediately halt any further funding to the SEC. The SEC has become and degenerated into a corrupt institution. It's a weaponized law enforcement agencies targeting political opponents and political rivals of the president while shielding the current leaders in government. These actions should be done. Indeed, the United States government provides substantial support through existing memoranda of understanding focused on strengthening governance and transparency. The United Kingdom contributes especially on asset recovery programs managed through the British High Commission and multilateral institutions like ADB and EU also collaborate on anti-corruption measure. We are saying the state of the anti-corruption today should not be funded until we normalize what's happening at the SEC. It has become a weapon against members of the opposition and critics of President Hakainde Hichilema, and it has continued to shield the large-scale acts of corruption that have occurred. And this is not the only case they've dropped. We understand that they've dropped even the official investigations. There was an official investigation by the SEC on First Quantum and Glencore that they had contributed millions of dollars to both the Patriotic Front and UPND, and that case also has been dropped. So the action by these cadres have harmed the fight against corruption. It is in the spirit of this that we've called on multilateral institutions and the cooperating partners to immediately halt funding. Remember what happened when board chair Musa Mwenye, Dr. O'Brien Kaba, who was one of the board members of the SEC, did a letter and exposed that there was so much large-scale acts of corruption under the UPND and they were not being investigated. And then they feared that in the forefront were state chambers. You know who the state chambers are? The Attorney General's chambers, the DPP's chambers. These were in the forefront of corruption. And remember, there had been a payout of up to 47 million kwacha to UPND cadres. That process required that the persons that were being funded could only be funded if they were acquitted. But here, in all these cases of the UPND cadres, there were nolles. A nolle means you can be rearrested. But the state chambers, Attorney General's chambers, proceeded to pay out up to 47 million kwacha. And then there were other settlements that were done that were highly irregular. So the SEC board blew a whistle against their director general. What did President Hakainde Hichilema do? He dissolved the board that was fighting corruption, that was demanding that he suspends the ministers that were under investigations. President Hakainde Hichilema didn't suspend the 5 ministers. He didn't suspend the provincial Copper Belt minister. In fact, he took numerous trips to the Copper Belt and stood shoulder to shoulder with Elisha Matambo, who was under investigations, just like he stood shoulder to shoulder with Sylvia Masebo at Ministry of Health. He never suspended them. So SEC and the board that was demanding for action was dissolved. And now UPND cadres were appointed in Daphne Pauline Okochabu. She was appointed to head such a sensitive, critical institution. And by our action yesterday, where she has dropped these cases against, she's using the term clear. There's no clearance that has occurred. If you receive $300,000, you are procuring a hospital for Central Africa under the UN. You do it corruptly and you receive $300,000 in your account. How can you be cleared of that? From the person you are buying from, they've given you a kickback. Financial Intelligence Center and the SEC both note this big payout, but you say we have cleared them. Come on, we are not children. There is no fight against corruption. That's why I strongly said the multilateral and cooperating partners must halt funding. You cannot fund such an institution that is destroying the fight against corruption. Look at the Economic and Financial Crimes Court. It has also degenerated to a special court for former PF officials. It is not fighting financial or economic crimes. Those were the 3 issues we are discussing today. The phone lines are open. Oh my God, this phone is off. Let me just switch it on for you people that have been trying to call. you are free to call. You can call. Let me just switch on the phone. It will be on in the next few minutes. You can discuss the issue of the president. The president was discussing the matter in Parliament, where he has threatened people in the diaspora who criticize him that he will bring them back to Zambia. He says the process is very advanced.
Not be the country that allows these things to happen. Madam Speaker, social media has created new opportunities for innovation. Yes, we agree. Entrepreneurship. Yes, we agree. Self-expression. Yes, we agree. And information sharing among our people. Sadly, some of our people are using social media to spread harmful content. Fake news. Very sad, Madam Chair. Misinformation, disinformation, and worst of all, hate speech. Worst of all, hate speech. Social media is also being used to commit cyber crimes and harass innocent citizens, including the girl child, women. And it's true, men as well. It's very true. In this regard, Madam Speaker, we continue to reform the legal framework to protect the public from harmful online behavior and cyber crime. Madam Speaker, a crime is a crime, done in physical or through social media. Please, let's remember that. We also call upon the citizens to ensure that digital platforms are used responsibly and productively. We continue to be inspired by the online creativity of our innovative and entrepreneurial youth, and we encourage everyone to enjoy the freedoms they have, they have, all of us, responsibly. Responsibly is a key word, Madam Speaker. Let me move to patriotism and national unity. Madam Speaker, over the last 4 years, we have made progress in fostering patriotism and national unity. We have made steady progress in promoting Zambian products, starting with our own market here, to support businesses and our hard-working and industrial citizens. Government has also strengthened local content policies. You all followed that. In fact, you approved those in this House, and we thank you for that. Last year, we issued statutory instrument number 68 of 2025 on the promotion of local content in the mining sector after a long and orchestrated negotiation process.
I had hoped that my son must be in a hospital somewhere in Prince George or Vancouver. It never crossed in my mind that my son is dead. So we went into the room, and I saw this man, very good looking, well dressed in a suit, a blue suit. He turned to me and he said, "Are you Abel Mansa?" I said, "Yes." "Is your son Abel Mansa also?" I said, "Yeah, that's my son." And he said, "I'm afraid." And he said, "I'm afraid your son was killed in today's shooting." I just looked at him. That's what I can say. See you when Jesus comes.
Thank you very much. May his soul rest in eternal peace. We're getting an update from Pastor Abel Mansa about his son, the funeral and repatriation of the remains of Abel Mansa Jr. They've gotten a permit. It takes some time, sometimes up to a month. But I think the case is special, it's unique. Everyone in Canada has been involved. And the father has gotten a permit for the repatriation of his remains. So now they've just now moved to the airlines, where the airlines have to give them how soon they can arrive in Zambia. Their preference is that they land in Ndola and then take the remains to Kitwe. But we'll understand. Pastor Abel Mansa will come back on this program to come and give us further updates on Monday and Tuesday. And he thanked all those that have made pledges. Kindly fulfill the pledges too. He thanks you for all the prayers that you've been engaged. And there was profuse thanks to the embassy, the High Commissioner in Canada, led by my dear brother Kennedy Shepande and his deputy and the entire team. They've worked tirelessly to achieve this. Thank you very much for that work. And this tragedy, where 8 people were lost in this mass shooting in a small town called Tambla in British Columbia in Canada, has united Canada. And we saw the Prime Minister with the leader of the opposition holding hands at a ceremony to remember Abel Mansa and 7 others. Today, President Hakainde Hichilema addressed Parliament. He addresses Parliament only twice. The first one is at the official opening of Parliament, where he sets out his vision for the year. And that's a precursor of the priorities that will be laid out in the budget. So then you see a few weeks later, the Minister of Finance basing on the presidential speech, outlining now in figures and numbers what the address meant and what the priority investment and policies will be focused on. Today's address is a constitutional obligation. You know, by 2016, it was felt that the country was losing its morals, its principles, and its national values, that were getting disunited, that the country was had begun to tolerate, things like abortions, even by 12-year-olds, contraceptives, LGBT. The values were being lost. So the Constitution in 2016 obligated the president to deliberately promote national values and principles and to report to Parliament and to the people of Zambia once a year. That is the address you saw today. So President Hakainde Hichilema, when he delivered the national address, because he has to report on the progress his government has made to the promotion of national values, principles, and he has to promote things like patriotism, national unity, integrity, and ethical conduct. He has to demonstrate what he is doing to curb abuse, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and issues of mental health that has risen as a result of moral decay and abuse of substances. The president and his government have to demonstrate that there's something they are doing, for example, on the issues of GBV, the violence against women and girls, and what government is doing against those crimes, against sexual crimes. That's the purpose of that debate. Of course, he used it to then threaten people in the diaspora. Professor Kasonso, I can see, is watching. At Wakesa Tweak, at a professor, they have made very advanced processes. Wakesa Tweak, at Prof. Kasonso is watching. I can see in the timeline, and I hope that he will call. And the third one is Director General at the SEC. She's a UPND cadre. The board chair is not suitable to be board chair. The retired judge, Evans Amaundu, had a serious case of corruption alleged against him by a businessman who went on record, videos, you can go that, and he kept on going why the GSCC were trying to protect the Supreme Court judge. And quietly when the judge was cleared, the man who had protested also went back. He says, no, Honorable Vincent Malambo, here you have misconducted yourself. You've helped this man just on tribal lines. And sadly, the man died. The complainant in that case died. May his soul rest in eternal peace. So the two are not suitable to run the SEC, in our view. Until President Hakainde Hichilema appoints professionals that can run the SEC, cooperating partners must withhold their funding. You cannot have such a mockery of the SEC, even receiving foreign funding just to defeat the fight against corruption. Corruption is not when Edgar Lungu and his people do it. Corruption is even when President Hakainde Hichilema is engaged in corruption and his ministers. You fight the crime. You don't fight personalities, but this fight against corruption has degenerated to nothing. The lines are open. You can make your call. The lines are open. You can make the phone calls. And let's hear from you on any of the three topics. Let me just look for another video that I want to play. There's an update. Honorable Nakachinda issued a statement. He was very distressed that some cadres alleged that our dear brother Brian Mundubile went to see him and they splashed it in the media. When he didn't, the last time Brian Mundubile was there was in December. And Honorable Raphael Nakachinda had to issue a statement to clarify. And he says, please don't use my name in your petty politics. And I agree with Honorable Nakachinda. He suffered a lot. He has sacrificed a lot for our party. I think let's not put him into these issues, especially where even his position as Tonse Secretary General, you've taken it. Then you begin to mock him. I think that was below the belt, especially on a day that we are promoting national values, national principles, and the ethical conduct in politics. I think that was below the belt. So the lines are open. Let's hear from you on the three topics that we are discussing. Let's hear from you on the topics that we are discussing. The shock announcement by the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission that she has halted or cleared all senior cabinet ministers and government senior officials of corruption raises alarm. We understand from the previous communication that has been done by the ACC that 5 cabinet ministers were under investigation, a deputy army commander, 2 permanent secretaries, and 3 mayors and council chairperson. To learn that the Director General, Ms. Daphne Chabu, has discontinued these cases requires immediate action. We call upon the cooperating partners, the United States, that have been providing and strengthening governance and transparent system around the SEC, the United Kingdom, which contributes a lot of money through especially the program of asset recovery, multilateral institutions such as the ADB and the EU that have also collaborated with the SEC to immediately halt any further funding to the SEC. The SEC has become and degenerated into a corrupt institution. It's a weaponized law enforcement agencies targeting political opponents and political rivals of the president while shielding the current leaders in government. These actions should be done. Oh, is the video done? Thank you very much. The lines are open. It's Friday. We need to make it short. We need to ensure that we let you rest. If you have any contribution to the 3 topics, the lines are open. Don't begin to call at the last minute when I'm about to close. The lines are open. Let's make the phone calls. The roadblocks are back. And a lot of people called me with a lot of concern. They said, we thought the roadblocks were gone. And the roadblock issue is a very, very funny issue. Because in one breath, a lot of people don't want the roadblocks to be there. They are very suspicious. They say, finish bale for kupisha. Ngayama roadblocks mof miyako ninsh. Again, when the roadblocks are back, our people again are annoyed. That we thought you cut the roadblocks. Why are they back?
The announcement was made publicly on media, even on news, that they have basically cancelled the whole roadblocks except the one from Chisamba. Now on our way to Kabwe, they've mounted a roadblock Paliteta. So Liteta police station, this is where we are, and we have been stopped by these police officers. So we've tried to talk to them, they've refused, they're even failing to give us a charge sheet. So we don't know exactly what we're supposed to do. So please, we want to know if Liteta is an authorized roadblock that we're supposed to use. So all these people, all these drivers have been stopped. They've given us a wrong offense, which we didn't do. We've overtaken from the cave, and yet the police Liteta has no cave. So we are seeking for a charge sheet, and yet they are still refusing to give us a charge sheet. So please, we seek for clarity. We put this to book. Liteta police officer and the traffic officers from police Liteta to be questioned, so that we know if this is the authentic roadblock or something is going on. Thank you.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Good evening. My name is Vuta.
Vuta, where are you calling us from?
Lusaka.
Thank you. Make your contributions.
Yes, I want to comment on the address by the president today.
Okay, thank you.
Once again, he had missed the opportunity to speak to the Zambian people things that matters most. I think the president is the last person to speak about unity today in our country, looking at how much division he has caused to this country. We have seen promotion based on tribe. We have seen people from the UPND insulting, attacking online, no arrest whatsoever. And when a boy in Chingola, in Kalulushi, express himself or herself, there's a quick arrest. Where is the unity that this man is speaking? Where is the togetherness, one Zambia, one nation? It's absolutely nothing but of himself. Sir, the country, we are in total problems. He was supposed to address, because I don't think he will address us anytime soon. From the look of things, this could be his last address, and wish him well. And for those who have committed crimes such as corruption, we all know as a people that the corruption is against the opposition. But thank God of today, everything is on the record. The people of this country shall follow. The people of this country shall haunt them. And I hope they will be there to answer the questions. We have Gilbert and many others who are not even working, but they have put up mansions and I mean, we can tell where are they getting the money from. So he's the last person to talk about corruption, because in my view, he's corrupt himself. There has been a clear trail of Suva Masebo over the drugs. We all know as a nation about those drugs. Nothing has ever happened. Nothing at all. So as a people, we are looking up to you as the leaders of this country to see to it that the funding should come to an end until they provide proper accountability. Sir, yesterday I know I might be discussing something else which is not on the topic today, because I failed to get into your program. Your program this platform is becoming so powerful. That's where people are expressing their views. Yesterday you were discussing ECL's poisoning and stuff like that. So I couldn't go through. Allow me if I can speak to that issue.
Okay.
The only place that we can we can speak to our leaders. Sir, my question goes directly to the former press aide of ECL, Amos Chan. This man was very vibrant at one time when he joined UPND. On almost daily basis on the news, radio stations, speaking and attacking and trying. But the moment the ECL went to South Africa and it passed on, the man has gone quiet. I'm getting to think, was Amos Chanda, his project in UPND was to collapse ECL? Has Amos Chanda has to do with the death of ECL? Because I recall very well, the president at one point, he collapsed before the masses in the stadium, Lusaka. When he collapsed, after recovering, he had gone to South Africa for medicals. And this person who knew, who was doing everything, I think he was in center of everything, Amos was there. And even when the former president went for review, sneaked for review, or for treatment, rather, when we all know that the government, it's in public domain, the government had said, we want to know where the president is. Even contacting the South African government. So it's like they didn't know where he had gone to or seek the medical attention. If Amos Chanda knew where his doctors of Israel were, Amos Chanda should speak the issue, alleged issues of poisoning. Because
thank you, caller. Amos Chanda is not on the line, and especially that you've brought a matter that is outside. Thank you very much for that contribution, but Amos Chanda is not here.
We should bring him on the line. We have a question we need to ask him. He should come on the line so that you have all the contact of these people, call them, and we need to speak. You have hosted other people. Host him as well. Bring him on the program. We want to ask him.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. We'll look for Mr. Amos Chanda to come and give insights into what the caller wants. Thank you very much, caller. Please call. We are discussing those three topics, and it helps when you stick to the topics. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
My name is Lukia. I'm calling you from Zambia.
Mr. Lukia, make your contributions.
Yes. I just want to also bring issues that you're not discussing from my observation, Mwamba. Bamwamba chipemba chitila tirunchwa chimbwena bamushikire kumwe nechitumbi. Era basungu batwe bati loyalty defines a man.
What topic do you want us to discuss?
The behavior of a newly elected Chawama Yumbi is worrying us. He's worrying us, Mwamba. I don't know if that man is loyal. We don't know what he's doing. That's just what I want to know. If you have his number, please try to maybe make an arrangement for him to appear. We ask him some questions.
Oh, you are referring to his statement to support CDF last week and his picture with the president today. He walked away from from his bench and came to the front to come and greet the president.
All those things, yes. But they have started worrying us. We were happy that we have our own person there, but his movements in the last 2 weeks, it's not me alone. There are a lot. Even today with few guys at work, we discussed him. Find a way to bring him on the program.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Thank you very much. It's open forum anyway. You can raise any issue. If you have an answer to it, we can. But sometimes it's good that we stick to the issues we've raised. We've raised 3 issues. The issues of the SEC, the issues of the address by the president, and the other one was an update from Pastor Abel Mansa. I found this prayer very funny. Mama Chikamoneka has prayed as a voter. Listen to this.
Twamitotela nokubichindikaliza shifwe mweba ikala mu myulumu asansama mweba aliko mweba kabaka omuyayaya mweba anse emyulu kwabula empanda mweba ansaba bembo kwabula efikatilo tata shicha ibumba nsafia manika tata niwenyela wabanyela unyela banyela bayimona tifwe banyela ukulomba kwandine mama Chikamoneka mwifumia blamba kwa kulomba okutila muno mukitwe district yemonjikala na nkopa belt fye yonse ndelomba kulimo kutila bonse ababale imini na baputi na bamapiyete batuliyemo balala nkuibe amaswabu bafirende Babyloni misumba nkalamba batuliyemo baputi babeula satana ba Iraki ba yango bonse mwifumu ya bulamba na babika kumakoko yenu kayimwe nimwe banyela bayufati nifwe banyela mufwire mwabanyela bonse muri uno mwaka wa 2026 twakane mbifi abantu aba bimitima aba lupato aba kalumwa aba kaso aba mufimbila ba chibe bonse mwele sana tuleba fwaya mwishina feri ya mwana wenu Yesu Kristo mfumu muno fiemo njikere mwifu ya bulamba mukitwe bonse abashonongo abalebotoro tufumongo tumbili twapa mwela pamabna bapanga maposta nifo ba MP nifo ba meya nifo ba kansela bonse bashonongo bonse fi bafiri okuya mwifu ya bulamba tatulefa MP na ngumo alipo akabwerere po mwifu ilipe pondepe paine mukamfuliro abanyereni bantu banyera bale muna 5 years kwati ni 50 years bakatumpa baputi kutumpa osifiaba bose mwifu ya bulamba bonse fiaba bale ituntumba mwifu ya bulamba n'emitogwa kiri bakolyokolyo by'emirika paper latirire mupinde kansela de omeya bonse fye mweshikuru bapulumeni leteni kwa abantu bambya bakwete emitima y'abantu abantu bapo okuchula mu kyalo muno balepita fye bakanyekanye bashonongo baputi imbifi shamupambeshi bapulumeni mubasambilisha kwatilesani mwelesa ushiseka lesa nimwereso unyela banyela bayufati nifwe banyela onso wale ituntumba ale mwana kwati 5 years ni 50 years yafike nshita yobe kashara fiena akashimi mwelesa akashara na akashimi tato kuti nalipo kansela imwe bakatumpa imwe bashonongo mufiri okuya mwefu ya bulamba nalombo kutira chini tata mwe baliko mubakabako muyayaya mubakande so that babe filangiro kuba leiso kutira fiata bachita.
The shock announcement by the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission that she has halted or cleared all senior cabinet ministers and government senior officials of corruption raises alarm. We understand from the previous communication that has been done by the ACC that 5 cabinet ministers were under investigation, a deputy army commander, 2 permanent secretaries, and 3 mayors and council chairperson. To learn that the Director General, Ms. Daphne Chabu, has discontinued these cases requires immediate action. We call upon the cooperating partners, the United States, that have been providing and strengthening governance and transparent system around the SEC, the United Kingdom, which contributes a lot of money through especially the program of asset recovery, multilateral institutions such as the ADB and the EU that have also collaborated with the SEC to immediately halt any further funding to the SEC. The SEC has become and degenerated into a corrupt.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
This is Dixon Wari from Boston.
Yes, please switch off the other devices making feedback. Yes, thank you. Make your contribution.
Hello.
Hello, please. Your device is on. Yeah, make your contributions.
Yeah, I'll reduce on the volume.
Thank you. Make your contribution. Oh, you are in Boston. Wonderful. Make your contributions, my brother.
Ambassador, if we kuno mkwai nologi nabarela ndolo kutira tuyo MP wa kuchawama achibutukiro kwa mkuposha wa president tatulesa kama naifyo nokumuposha tabachimuposha kairi ba president aba tabaposha abantu meminweyo tabaposha mumino abantu
Yes, we can hear you.
Ambassador.
We can hear you, my brother.
Tabaposha abantu abayo. Tabaposha abantu mu minwe twali papa kwena ba president tabasiposha abantu mu minwe. Ero kabiri ba president efe difatu kabafumisha hapo ni ife fine. Ife yakukana abana abantu kuyibimba ku bantu. Twali mona tabekana mu state house aho mukwa ifwe tukafuayo wakuya ikala mu state house kuchulo wakulashuka abantu kula batanti kamufula. Twali umfoko kuzambia mukwa bakakola bale chule chine kutanta maisha yonso kuma community house kuyafika ku state house. Awe chochana tutukwanisha kwa na mwandi no kusonga omuntu wa musango efe mu state house. Erote hapo peka yo ambassador ifibalela ndo kutila tiyo ba ile kanombe fya kada ifoto amuna kwatika ile bakada bali bafunya mu market na mu street era nomba eyaba bakada tumwena mu civil service nabe na ma permanent secretary za ma civil servants of ma civil servants bali kita confirm gutira yo foto makada so bafunya fya abantu mu street na mu market babatora na mu civil service emukutira makada ni sheko ya chiri mkwai bashi Mwamba mule bomba bwino tule mpeperera mkwai mule bomba bwino lesare para tutotera mkwai.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, let's hear from you. Thank you for calling. Make your calls. We are discussing those 3 items. A case of ACC discontinuing cases of investigations against very senior government officials. You even saw what happened to the Livingston mayor, where a court found that they were guilty and but was released, and then the dropping of senior investigations against cabinet ministers and senior government officials. You can make the contribution. Yeah, please call. I found it hilarious, that prayer by Mamachka Moneka. Those are the 3 matters we are discussing: the matter of ACC, the matter of the president's address to parliament, and the update by our dear brother, Pastor Abel Mansa. You must have seen the update from Pastor Abel Mansa. We'll give you a further update about the repatriation of the remains of Abel Mansa Jr. next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Lilia mu opposition alandile atia would declare my assets. Lulia twaba votela na batumpa no kutumpa elo futi balazanda. When you remind him, he sends the police and they jail you for cyber security. Nako kabunga, he lied that it will cost 50 kwacha. He is a liar. Ati my kids will not work mu government. His son was employed as a soldier. Neshina ya kufoja. Munya uleiwe charo chesu. Munya uleiwe kateka ize dila ni dila wako. Balashitisha umukuba. Munya uleiwe chalo chesu. Munya uleiwe president ni dila wa gold. Balashitisha umukuba. Kuma coach ni ma tribalist. I'm a judge balia luka amakadas. Opposition you jail, ruling party acquitted even when they are corrupt. Zambia police is an extension of UPND. Parliament speaker is a member of ruling party. What type of justice? Where the president is a judge. Nakoku registrar of society. Kuli Mambala who destroys the opposition. It's a tribal cabo. Chalo Jesu munya olewe. Kateka is a dealer ni dila wago. Balashitisha umukuba. Munya olewe. Chalo Jesu munya olewe. President ni
We have a caller here. Caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you, Uncle J calling Ambassador.
Uncle J, make your contributions.
Thank you very much. I want to quickly want to comment on the, SEC having cleared the high-profile people or the ministers, permanent secretaries, and all those that have been cleared of corruption. I think it's a pity that we have to deal with this, and we have to accept what is happening in our country. This is what we talk about when institutions have been aligned to a political party. This is what you get. They cease to work for why they actually exist. This is what we are seeing. Why is it that, the people that have been cleared are those who are actually affiliated to the ruling party, in this case, the ministers and all these high-profile people? This tells us one thing, that this government is not serious about fighting corruption, because corruption has to be fought, whether it's been done by people outside the government or within the government. What this tells is that it actually opens a floodgate, meaning as long as I'm UPND, as long as I'm saving, as long as I'm in good books with the president, I can do whatever I want to do. And the SEC will not do anything. And this has been the trend with this government. Can surely SEC refuse that we didn't have containers of medicines marooned or hidden at a certain place at the expense of hospitals not having medication? Can SEC surely tell us that there was no exchange of money which turned into a newspaper? All these things are the things that we're talking about. It just erodes the confidence that we had in these institutions. So when we talk about people, when we talk about democracy, having been destroyed, these are the things that we talk about. Because democracy is not just talking about opposition having to go to some podium and actually say something. No, it is these institutions. The institutions of governance, SEC, the police, we are talking about judiciary, the parliament. That's what make up democracy. So if these are no longer working, then we have a problem. So that is a big problem that we have right now, and it is sad that we are where we are. But I mean, time heals everything. Time has its own way of settling matters. It's just a matter of time. Remember, say filala, fiamunda umulanduta uwola. At the right time, these things will resurface. I thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Uncle J. Uncle J, thank you very much for that good contribution.
You killed and chased my youths, mining your gold, wapasa banabako, they mine my foreigner, secretly and export gold, Z farmer is free. Yuja muntu bana menya nafa, electoral commission is a tribal capone, only tongas are immune to cyber charges, Pastor Nevers Mwamba is a pompe, Pilato na be flow ni ma pompe, yo maps na JK ni ma pompe, Laura Miti is a pompe, hapa nomba ni new. Shalo chezu, monya uleiwe. Kateka is a dealer, ni dealer wa gold. Balashitisha umukuba, monya uleiwe. Shalo chezu, monya uleiwe. President ni dealer wa gold. Balashitisha umukuba. Students are praising us, the vibrant Tunza is gone. In civil service, you promote on tribal.
Thank you very much for all those that have joined us. And today we are discussing 3 critical items. We got an update on Abel Mansa Jr. We got that they've had a breakthrough, a permit for the repatriation of the remains of Abel Mansa Jr. Has been granted, and now they just have to work with airlines to see how soon the remains of the young man can be in Kitwe. And we hope that we'll get an update on Monday, Tuesday, in which he will tell us when they are leaving, and the people in Zambia then can wait for them. We're discussing the case. The President Hakainde Hichilema today was addressing the country on principles of national values, national unity. This is an obligatory address by the President to promote national values of our country. He is mandated by the Constitution to report to the country once a year on the progress that he has made. And he took time to threaten those in the opposition. The third one is the issue of the Anti-Corruption Commission. We think that it has degenerated. It's one of those highly weaponized institutions against the opposition, and now it's refusing to fight corruption in government. And even where they fight corruption, you saw the case of the Livingston mayor, how even those SEC officers, when they came to testify, they were trying to sabotage the case. We spoke about it, we wrote about it, that's not how you fight corruption. You can't have SEC officers coming to sabotage the case themselves. And the judgment, when it came, it was no surprise. You have people manning the SEC who are not keen to fight corruption, who are using and abusing the office to protect those members of President Hakainde Hichilema and others. Although President Hakainde Hichilema keeps on saying, when you fight corruption, when you are engaged in corruption, you are on your own. As we've seen by the recent announcement, you're actually not on your own, you're part of the club. You are treated as a comrade, and the issues of corruption should not reach you. And this is what we saw with the 5 cabinet ministers. The president refused to suspend them. He refused to suspend them. If he was committed to the fight against corruption, he would have suspended from the Livingston mayor, Kafue mayor, the 2 permanent secretary, Tabokawana and Mwanakampwa from Central Province, and the 5 ministers, Elisha Matambo and the other ministers, Sylvia Masebwandas. The president would have suspended them. He did none of that. Today is Friday. We want to leave you to do what you do best. Make your call. Make your call, so that we have to end with the program quickly. We don't want to stretch and overstretch. Make your call.
Twamitotela nokubishindikalisa shifwe mweba ikala mu myulumu asansama mweba aliko mweba kabaka omuyayaya mweba ansa emyulu kwabula empanda mweba ansa babemba okwabula efikatilo tata shikyayibumba nsa fyamanika tata niwenyela wabanyela unyela banyela bayimona tifwe banyela ukulomba kwandine mama chikamanika mwifumi ya blamba kwa kulomba okutila muno mukitwe district yemonjikala na nkopa belt fye yonse ndelomba kulimo okutila bonse ababale imini na baputi na bamapiete batuliyemo balala nkuibe amaswabu bafirende Babyloni misumba nkalamba batuliyemo baputi babeula satana ba Iraq ba ya
not be the country that allows these things to happen. Madam Speaker, social media has created new opportunities for innovation. Yes, we agree. Entrepreneurship. Yes, we agree. Self-expression. Yes, we agree. And information sharing among our people. Sadly, some of our people are using social media to spread harmful content. Fake news. Very sad, Madam Chair. Misinformation, disinformation, and worst of all, hate speech. Worst of all, hate speech. Social media is also being used to commit cyber crimes and harass innocent citizens, including the girl child, women. And it's true, men as well. It's very true. In this regard, Madam Speaker, we continue to reform the legal framework to protect the public from harmful online behavior and cyber crime. Madam Speaker, a crime is a crime, done in physical or through social media. Please, let's remember that. We also call upon citizens to ensure that digital platforms are used responsibly and productively. We continue to be inspired by the online creativity of our innovative and entrepreneurial youth, and we encourage everyone to enjoy the freedoms they have, they have, all of us, responsibly. Responsibly is a key word, Madam Speaker. Let me move to patriotism and national unity. Madam Speaker, over the last 4 years, we have made progress in fostering patriotism and national unity. We have made steady progress in promoting Zambian products, starting with our own market here, to support businesses and our hard-working and industrious citizens. Government has also strengthened local content policies. You all followed that. In fact, you approved those in this House, and we thank you for that. Last year, we issued statutory instrument number 68 of 2025 on the promotion of local content in the mining sector after a long and orchestrated negotiation process.
Thank you very much. We are discussing those 3 items. I'll be taking the last few calls. Before we wind up, I'll be taking the last few calls. Today is Friday. We usually keep it low and we usually keep it quick so that you can do something else. We usually keep it quiet, make your contributions, and so that we can let you rest, watch football, watch other games, and watch other matters. Thank you. Today we are discussing the address by the president. I always call it's the most boring address because it's difficult to speak about drunkenness, divorce rates. People want hot things. What will the president do? Well, that speech comes earlier in the previous year, in September, and this one that comes in February is on principles and national values, and a lot of people don't make sense out of it.
We want to set a precedent. Let them give us reasons why the current president should not go near the casket. And who has told them that he wants to be near the casket anyway? Who has told them that he wants to be near the casket? If they want to say he shouldn't see the body, but who has told them that he wants to see the body? Why these speculations?
Maybe it's because you're arguing that really this must happen. Maybe that's why
it's assumptions. Even the court was asking them, presiding. The court was asking. Their lawyer couldn't explain. Presiding. You yourselves, in your written notes, you were saying Bishop Arik Banda should preside. So why are you now saying the president will preside? You yourselves. So what is presiding? They couldn't explain what presiding is.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. On Monday, we begin our presidential polls. We've identified 6 presidential candidates that you should speak to, and we hope to have it for the whole week. We hear from you who you think will be suitable to challenge President Hakainde Hichilema in the August 13, 2026 polls. Alongside, we'll also be using the platform to discuss what is happening at the ECZ. How can we have a free, fair, democratic and credible, transparent and accountable election? We'll use the discussion as we discuss presidents, possible candidates. We'll use that platform to discuss the concerns around, sorry, I missed your call. Call before I close the program, please call. We'll be back on, I think, on Monday, unless we have a guest on Sunday, but we'll be back on Monday. So make your call. I know many people want to discuss issues. Like the Parliament address today, we call it the boring one because, it speaks to concerns around the president, issues of morals, issues of national values, which this president hasn't been very good at. He hasn't been reporting on those issues very well. We also got an update from our dear brother, Pastor Abel Mansa. I also played that video where people are saying, both in Ndola and Kitwe and others, that the roadblocks are back. The roadblocks are back. We thought they were abolished. Listen to this.
So much. So it was like a few days ago when the announcement was made publicly on media, even on news, that they have basically cancelled the whole roadblocks, except the one from Chisamba. Now on our way to Kabwe, they've mounted a roadblock per Liteta. So Liteta police station, this is where we are, and we have been stopped by these police officers. So we've tried to talk to them, they've refused, they're even failing to give us a charge sheet. So we don't know exactly what we're supposed to do. So please, we want to know if Liteta is an authorized roadblock that we're supposed to use. So all these people, all these drivers have been stopped. They've given us a wrong offense, which we didn't do. We've overtaken from the cave, and yet the police Liteta has no cave. So we are seeking for a charge sheet, and yet they are still refusing to give us a charge sheet. So please, we seek for clarity. We put this to book. Liteta police officer and the traffic officers from police Liteta to be questioned, so that we know if this is the authentic roadblock or something is going on. Thank you so much.
Okay, dear viewers, let's look forward to the program on Sunday. We might have a program on Sunday. The weather here is heavy snow for the last 3-4 days. It's very warm inside, but we have a lot of snow outside. On Monday, we start that short program, and let's see what happens. The shock announcement by the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission that she has halted or cleared all senior cabinet ministers and government senior officials of corruption raises alarm. We understand from the previous communication that has been done by the ACC that 5 cabinet ministers were under investigation, a deputy army commander, 2 permanent secretaries, and 3 mayors and council chairperson. To learn that the Director General, Ms. Daphne Chabu, has discontinued these cases requires immediate action. We call upon the cooperating partners, the United States, that have been providing and strengthening governance and transparent system around the SCC, the United Kingdom, which contributes a lot of money through especially the program of asset recovery, multilateral institutions such as the ADB and the EU that have also collaborated with the SCC to immediately halt any further funding to the SCC. The SCC has become and degenerated into a corrupt institution. It's a weaponized law enforcement agencies targeting political opponents and political rivals of the president while shielding the current leaders in government. These actions should be done.
Lero bwacha bakamba mu kyalo ky'esu kya Zambia ekyaweka Njoy. Abantu baafo bakamba kulya ku munfumbwe. More than 20 people balebe pati ni babiri bagamba fish to arufyanye. People have died mumino yabakapokola. The police killing people. Why? In the same government bagamba abductions have happened. Bagamba, if you're not with them, it's either you're dead or you're in prison.
We seem to have a caller before I close. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Anonymous, Mr. Mwamba.
Thank you very much. Make your contributions.
Yes, please. Mr. Mwamba, inekwena ninkwata convention defokulanda kufechimo. Ilabalanda tatibyo mukonzo alive bwino yompi wa kuchawama. Alive bwino. Ale monika kwatibimbi. The people who supported him what tapade fe bare ale monaka kwatibimbi nifila fine bari ba permanent secretary and what but ala bati people backed him. So tilife bwino. Ala kumana kwala shaka fe mansano tukamona bakamucha adopt. Atotela Mr. Mwamba.
Thank you, Vane. Thank you.
This government, you're going to change big man. Fish to our fiat, but to become office. Fish to our fiat. Why me? Missing. Achani Ruba Mwaicho and the zona. Where is why me? Hey, change, tell us with your government, where is why me? Give us why me. Justice for why me, big man. Wachila mo HH. Wala tupwisha bega kutupwisha bagamba. Tatwale kyo kulanda big man. Oh, you think? Maina matata. Sambe tuwasevana. Bagamba. Waneza tuwakweni.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from. Mkwayama landeni po.
Oyo mpi wa kushawa moyo atwe wino. Yifina chitire. Na ilange efyaba. That's why amausampa bakambwiri and sacrifice ana ili after kuwesha ya sit. Muti 2 weeks ambo kuchitevi. Ngaikara wanye bonze abana bakangombe bachabe chabe. So ngeba lolera 2026 na ifika. Na total.
Thank you very much.
Mutala tetu. It's a Zambia. Tuamona mwempwa. Bagao. Tuamona mwempwa. Nama abductions bagao. Owo muteko toaleta. Wadulete lama amazala mush. No you can take. Kola ipompa chureka. No you can take. Apa nomba bane. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakuvota bane. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakufuatika. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Wakufuatika fuatika. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. When you die kwa fwe. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Aikona man. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Ita yakwa fwe. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Yakuriati kwenyu. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mufulo pa mufulo. Mayona batata. Mayona batata. Bayuthi. Tentwisuli amenso. Batusendela nomba batwipaila na hope Yesu. Endika chagwa lungu watubela tinani mkwatila plan B. Nomba tuwadishiba plan B aba mmino ya kualesa. Bantu banga abalafu mucharo chesu cha Zambia. Nibanga abantu abala abducted mucharo chesu cha Zambia. Bambire kuli jeje banda. Nibanga abantu abala ba prison. Abena chitotela chilangwa. Bonze baba prison netunguru shina shimbi. Muri one government ya kwa HH. Abantu naba famweleza. Aikata nomba baikata na kuyetika chakwa lungu atukwatile plan B. Abakubo byabyo mufulo big man. Mufulo pa mufulo. Bila bine batsendela yetika chakwa. Apa nomba bane. Mufulo pa mufulo. mufulopa mufulo bakuvota bane mufulopa mufulo mufulopa mufulo bakufuatika mufulopa mufulo mufulopa mufulo bakufuatika fuatika mufulopa mufulo mufulopa kwenyu tayakwa fwe mufulopa mufulo mufulopa mufulo aikona mani mufulopa mufulo mufulopa mufulo itayakwa fwe mufulopa mufulo mufulopa mufulo yati kwenyu mufulopa mufulo mufulopa mufulo. HH does not mean well for Mother Zambia. Zambia to Asebana, this is not the Mother Zambia that we were left with by our ancestors, our forefathers who fought so hard to liberate us. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, Nalumino Mundia, Mama Julia Chikamoneka, Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe, they fought so hard to put this country on the map, to put this country where it is today. No man would destroy this country because we believe in unity. One Zambia, one nation, and we shall together we will change, and we are going.
We bring you guests that challenge the narrative, unveil what power hides, and spark national debate, speaking truth to power, from the grassroots to the highest offices. EMV.